Hey players, welcome back for another video. Today I'll be reviewing Helldivers 2. Now guys, I am in love with this game so far. It is my game of the year for sure. I am incredibly addicted to it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Just all the aspects of gameplay wise, just everything. It's just so phenomenal. But no more talking. Let me dive right into it. No pun intended. Do you believe in freedom? Can you stand in the face of oppression and defend the defenseless? Wage war for peace and die for democracy. Join forces with up to 3 friends and wreak havoc on Termins and automatons, threatening the safety of your home planet, Super Earth. In this multiplayer co-op shooter for PS5 and PC from Arrowhead Game Studios. Step into the boots of a Helldiver, an elite class of soldier whose mission is to spread peace, liberty, and manage democracy using the biggest, baddest, and most explosive tools in the galaxy. So players, the first thing I'll be talking about is the story. And I bet you're wondering, why is Super Earth called Super Earth? Well, that is because all nations combined and made Super Earth. So like it's just one big Earth, like everyone working together and everything. And you are a Helldiver in a galactic war. Now there are 2 sides of this war. The automatons, which is the robot side, which is... oh god, I already have PTSD guys, and I've only had this game for like 5 days. And you have the Termin side, which is a side of aliens versus a side of robots. Now the cool thing is that you get to choose where to go at any time and like whenever you want to, like, which is really amazing. But yeah man, Termins versus automatons. The automatons are incredibly strong, but we'll get more into that in a bit. Open world. Now, on the automaton side and the Termin side, you can go to anywhere you want on this map. So, except for like, you know, the planets that are grayed out because we already either liberated them or we have not liberated them because we have not like liberated the planet necessary to get to the other planet, you know what I mean? So look at my Leveling Creek, which is where I've been at a lot, doing a lot of the hard battles. And look at the difficulty down below, guys. Helldive. You do not want to come here alone on Helldive. It is a nightmare. Like, it is nightmare fuel, guys. Like, oh man, it's crazy. But yeah, the automaton side, you can go anywhere, and it applies the same thing with the Termin side. So look, you can't go over here. You can go over here because we're still working on it. But yeah, so either the planet is 100% liberated or 0% liberated, and you cannot go if it's either or. So you can only go if you guys are currently, or if the community is currently working on liberating it. So as of now, you can go anywhere from Mantis, Drop near Malevolent Creek, and Vandaloo. And now for the Termin side, you can go to Turving, Areta Prime, and Hellmire, as well as Astanu, and Crimsica. So other than that, you can't really travel anywhere. Now, as far as traveling on the planet goes, you can't really like travel on the planet as much because you're constantly in battle, especially for this side, for the robot side, guys, because it's really hard to like move around without running into like a patrol. So you could explore, yeah, but you still have to eventually do the objective, and you're kind of pressured with that since you have like a time limit to get into it and get out, since you won't be able to call in for reinforcements and your ship will be gone by then. So yeah, as far as exploration on the actual planet goes, there's not really much you could do. You could explore the entire map, but you're always looking for stuff and always trying to do objectives. But as far as the overall open world goes, like as like the Termins and the automaton side, it is really big. Like if you look at all the planets that we have available to us. So yeah, man, I mean this is massive, guys. Like I really love it. So guys, next up I'll be talking about the ship management, aka your actual ship, the stratagems, and the ship modules. So the stratagems I really enjoy using because it's just like you're gonna need them in every battle, guys. Now I know you guys are probably, some of you are out there like, nah, I'm him. I'm not gonna need any support. Well, I'm sorry, because that was me at first, but I was the one that was using all the stratagems the most. And often they're the Patriotic Administration Center, the machine gun, which is what I often use, the orbital cannons, which is essential for like, let's say, air support, and I like to use the orbital laser, the hangar, which is I use the jump pack, and the Eagle 500 kg bomb. And now you also could choose whatever you want. You could choose the bridge resources, the engineering bay resources, and the robotics workshop resources. Now I don't like how you could only choose 4 per mission, 4 to 3, depending on like the amount of players in your lobby and players like whatever mission you're doing. And then the ship modules are basically upgrades for your stratagems. So if you were to get the Patriotic Administration Center upgrades, these are all like your support weapons. The orbital cannon upgrades are obviously for the orbital cannon and vice versa. So yeah, I honestly really enjoy upgrading everything. Unfortunately, I do not like, again, how like the ship modules could be so pricey. Like as you could see here, I literally only have 3 because of how expensive like the what are they called, the samples are. Like look, this one, the synthetic supplementation, costs 60 common supplies and 10 rare supplies. Now, is it hard to get? Depending on the map and the enemies and your overall like objective and the difficulty, it could be extremely hard, which is why I only have 3 and I'm level 27. Like people will be having like freaking all of the upgrades by now. I'm like, Jesus guys, how do you do it? But they some of them mainly just prioritize resources, which is understandable because these will really help you out in the long run. So I really recommend going for the stratagems as much as possible and upgrading the ship modules and just focus on getting materials or samples, because these are going to help you out in the long run with the stratagems and will help your overall combat performance, which is what we'll be talking about next. Now guys, the next thing I'll be talking about is the combat. Now the combat is very enjoyable, the lower difficulty you are, of course, because oh my god guys, the higher difficulty you get, like I be playing on Helldive, but only play on the max difficulty Helldive if you have a full squad, because I've encountered so many times where I've died and it's like no mercy, especially in the automata on the robot side. That's what I'm gonna call them because the name is just too long. And yeah, it could just be so overwhelming sometimes depending on the difficulty you're on. So the combat experience all depends on your difficulty, and the stratagems are essential in battle. You could reinforce, you could resupply, and depending on what upgrade you have, the SOS beacon if you have don't have a max lobby, and whatever stratagems you have equipped after that. Now, one glitch I noticed that is when you're putting in your stratagem, like I'm gonna say combos, like for the D-pad buttons and whatever, the arrow keys depending on what platform you're on. It makes it to where when you put in a certain combo, let's say I want to use the machine gun right away, I want to equip it as soon as the match starts, it'll put like the orbital laser, which I don't enjoy because sometimes I'll throw it down on accident, not knowing, and wasting orbital laser, especially since they're limited, especially the more powerful ones. So I just really don't enjoy how sometimes that could happen. But overall, on the Termin side as well, it could also go both ways. It all depends on the difficulty you have it on, and if you have a squad or not. Now, I essentially, like, I really hope you guys have your squad with you. If you don't, it's okay. Just go for a little more easier difficulty, like let's say extreme or hard, and even that's challenging depending on what side you're on. Or not, it's the same for both sides. But just make sure that you have the difficulty based on whatever situation you have. So if you're just going solo, you could probably put it on extreme or hard or max suicide mission. I wouldn't try and go higher, because then the combat experience will get a little like, no, why do I keep dying, man? Bro, like what's going on, man? I hate this game. Not game of the year. I'm deleting it right now and asking for a refund. You know what I mean? So it all depends on what difficulty you have it in your situation. So just make sure you know what you're doing. Or hey, if you're him and you're like and you know you're gonna be able to do it, go for Helldive and go solo. I mean, hey, you guys are like the ones who knocks, I don't know. And if you are that person, you like get me on your squad ASAP. You know what I mean? But yeah, combat all depends on difficulty, stratagems, and situation with squad. Next up, I'll be talking about the missions. So for the Termin side, the missions are spread democracy, raise the super Earth flag, activate E710 pumps, upload escape pod data, conduct geological survey, eradicate Termin squad, retrieve valuable data, and emergency evacuation. Also, eliminate Brood Commander, eliminate Charger, launch ICBM, purge hatcheries, and blitz search and destroy. Now, for the Automaton faction, you have pump fuel to ICBM, spread democracy, upload escape pod data, eradicate Automaton forces, conduct geological survey, blitz search and destroy, sabotage supply bases, terminate illegal broadcast, emergency evacuation, and sabotage supply bases, terminate illegal broadcasts, sabotage air case, eradicate Automaton forces, eliminate Automaton Hulk, destroy transmission network, and eliminate the Automaton the Devastator. Now guys, these missions are critical. Like, it depends on your squad situation again. Now, this game is like, it's co-op, and that's one of the key features of it. So depending on your situation with your squad will determine how fast you get these missions done. And you only have 15 minutes or 40 minutes depending on the mission. So let's say if I were to go to Malevolent Creek over here and go to blitz search and destroy, locate and destroy automaton factories or fabricators. These are 12 minutes, and these kind of missions, so like let's say the other one, which is to eliminate automaton forces, I'm sure it'll be on screen now, basically they're shorter time because you should require less time to do it, especially if you have a squad with you. But if you're doing like the sabotage air base mission or like another mission, it's gonna be 40 minutes. So the ones where you have to eliminate or destroy like nests or whatever, or fabricators, those are gonna be the shorter ones. And the ones that you actually have to do full-on missions and like sub objectives and whatnot, those are gonna be the longer overall missions, like 40 minutes and such. Now, especially if you have a squad with you, these missions can get done in like 20 minutes. And the longer, wait, how do I say this? The longer you take, the less XP you're going to get. But the less time you take, the more XP you're going to get. Which I really enjoy the concept of, because the stronger your squad and the faster you guys are getting the objectives done, the more XP you're going to get. And eventually, you know, in the long run, especially if you guys all extract and whatnot, and the bonuses and like all the samples you can collect in a certain amount of time. Now, I really enjoy how like the game makes it to where you like, it'll be ideal if you had a squad with you, and overall it makes it more fun, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you had a squad with you, it's gonna be a blast. Trust me. Yeah, man. It's just like, wow, the missions are so long or so short, and even if you're on like max difficulty with Helldive or whatever, and you're trying to do a 15-minute long mission, even with a squad, it's most likely that you're gonna end up failing that mission. I'm sorry, I have to be the one to say it, especially if like it's really hard and your squad is just like struggling and you guys are like, you're really fighting a battle and you're losing, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be hard, but depending on the mission or the difficulties and your squad situation, again, would determine the mission situation. Now guys, the automatons and the termins themselves, I honestly think that the automatons are harder just because they have ranged attacks. They have whole mortars or whatever they're called. They have guns, they have rockets, they have multiple like ranged like attacks and enemies, and like the enemies are like massive and hard, especially on Helldive difficulty. I've had some serious hell moments when playing this game and being on that side. But on the tournament side, it's a little more easier, I'd say. Arguably, this is really like controversial because they're equally hard depending on the difficulty. But I say that the automatons is harder just because they have more range capabilities than determines. But yeah, other than that, I'd say that the automatons are like really strong, especially on the difficulty that you're on. And me, I like to play on Helldive and possible or Suicide. And it's not a pleasant experience, guys, I'll tell you that much. Especially alone. Now, guys, if I was in the development team of Helldivers 2, one thing that I would fix for sure is the difficulty. Now, the difficulty, hear me out. I'm not going to fix it because there's nothing wrong with it. I would just do a couple tweaks. So let's say, you know, just to make it more bearable for the gameplay experience wise of it. So let's say you're on Helldive, right? And you're on the Mavalon Creek or the Automaton side or the Termin side or whatever. If you're on Helldive difficulty, whatever mission you're going to, whatever planet you're going to, the Helldive difficulty will be nerfed. Like, because it will be less harder. Like, it won't be the Helldive that we're all familiar with. And it'll be like the Helldive, like a little lighter Helldive side. You know what I mean? It'll still be hard, but also the XP you'll get for it would be reduced because it's not full on Helldive, you know? But if you're with a full squad, then yeah, it'll be like full blast Helldive normal difficulty as it is right now. But my point is, the more squad you, especially with like, I'd say I'd apply this to like Suicide, Impossible, and Helldive the most. Because if you're on like extreme hard, you know, that's a little, you can get by that, you know what I mean? But if you're on Suicide, you know, those are the little more unbearable missions as if you're going in solo. So if you're like, let's say solo, the mission difficulty will decrease, but you'd still be on the Suicide mission difficulty. But if you were a full squad, the difficulty would be like the same, normal as it is now, still hard. So this will apply mostly to Helldive because it's really hard to go solo. So it'd be really easy, but still not really easy, but a little easier. You guys know what I'm trying to say. A little easier on Helldive, but still, if you had a full squad, it'd be a little more it'd be the normal difficulty, like really hard. But yeah, so I just think that that'll make it a little more bearable for solo players, because I feel like this game is really dependent on squad-based action, which is understandable, and it makes it really fun with squads. But hey, you know, I mean, difficulty makes it easier for us to play solo because sometimes we don't really have a squad, or the quick play doesn't work, or no one's online in your team or your friends list, you know. So I feel like that would be essential to this game because it'll really help out your overall solo gameplay experience. Now guys, I bet you're wondering my overall final opinion of this game. Now, guys, I really, really love this game. Like, I'm in love with it, man. Like, you don't understand. I think I think I'm addicted. I think I have a problem, guys. You think I should go see someone about it? Nah, I'm playing. But nah, I really enjoyed this game a lot. Like, when I got it, I'm like, oh no, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll get it down the line. But oh man, I wish I got it sooner because the quick play currently doesn't work, and I would have loved to experience what that was like back then. Well, not back then, when the game first released at launch. And also, we got to get these server issues fixed. That's the one thing that's throwing me off, because I would have to like sit in the queue time for hours in the main menu, be like, oh no, the servers are at capacity, please try again later. Like, no, I want to play now, you know what I mean? So I would definitely like not like, I would hope that they fix that later down the line and make it to where, you know, maybe a little bit like of the improvements that I suggested previously. And yeah, but nah, it's an overall beautiful, beautiful game, and I just honestly cannot wait to see where they go with it, you know. Like, I just cannot see, because they're gonna add more acquisitions, they're gonna add more like war bonds, they're gonna add more things in the store. And also I'm loving the way that the microtransactions are, because you don't need it to actually spend money. That's just like if you're extra lazy and you want something in the store, which, you know, I'm not gonna lie, there hasn't been that much heat yet, apart from like a couple things, but they're gonna add some good stuff soon. So I love how you could still earn the credits that you pay for with microtransactions. You could actually still earn them in the game. That's one big thing, because a lot of mainstream games nowadays, like Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, etc., COD, overall Battlefield especially, you know, those games, you like microtransactions, you cannot unlock the same currency unless you pay for it either way with the battle pass, and you get that down the line. So I'm really enjoying how this game, you could still unlock like the microtransaction points even though you're not actually spending money on them, and I know that's big for a lot of people. And also, like, I love the scenery, the graphics are absolutely amazing. I'm just absolutely in love with this game so far, and I just overall cannot wait to see where this game goes from here. Like, it's just like I really love the concept. And the first Helldivers was a top-down game, so to go from a top-down game to a completely 3D open world, 3D first third-person run-and gun shooter is just massive. Like, wow, I cannot believe that they did this. And they even said themselves that they did not expect this game to go like to pop off like this, and that's why they're experiencing so many server issues, which is understandable, you know. But I would like to see that issue fixed down the line. But overall, really good game, fix the bugs, and it'll be maybe game of the year. Let's see, guys, maybe it'll get nominated. Do you think so? I'm curious to hear your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section for sure. So players, I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys all in the automaton side of the battle or the Termin side of the battle. But seriously, guys, we need help in the automaton side. Like, we're losing that over here. Help me, please! Nah, I'm just playing. Alright, players. See you all in the Galactic War. Peace out.
Pre-order now.
LMG.
Show it on the map.
Did I ever spawn it in?
Yeah. You really had it in your hands.
This is interesting.
Where did you die?
Right here.
You see? I should show it on the map. Wait, hold on, Sensei. Kenneth, let's be smart. Look on your back. Nah, you're really a dumbass.